welcome. I then call the honourable member for Scullin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. I refer to Professor Bruce Chapman's statement in The Australian today in relation to the government's latest bungled plan on universities, and I quote, "I still expect that prices, at least for the Group of 4 strong demand courses, will be at least 2.5 times higher." Can the Prime Minister confirm that Professor Chapman's analysis will mean Australian students will pay $100,000 for degrees?
I call the Honourable the Prime Minister. Call the Honourable the Minister for Education and Training.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I relish the opportunity to answer this question from the member because, of course, he is entirely wrong about his analysis, and it gives me the opportunity to explode the myth that Labor has tried to create about so-called $100,000 degrees. Now, Madam Speaker, there are 3 universities that have announced their fees under the government's reform. The Australian Catholic University have indicated they will not increase their fees by $1. Not by $1, and that was before the government split the 20% Commonwealth grant scheme reduction away from the deregulation. They'd already indicated there'd be no increase in fees whatsoever. The University of Western Australia and the Queensland University of Technology, who both indicated what their fees will be, are less than half the scare campaign promulgated by the Labor Party. But if you need any evidence at all, Madam Speaker, to know how Labor's scare campaign has failed, the facts are that enrolments this year of students at university are up. They have gone up, Madam Speaker. Every year since the Higher Education Contribution Scheme was introduced, averaged over this period since 1988, enrolments have exponentially increased. So, in fact, because of the Higher Education Contribution Scheme, more students have gone to university because universities could afford to enrol them. Under the Labor Party's elitist model of so-called free education, because of a lack of revenue going to universities, less students had the opportunity to go to university. And since 1988, the number of students accessing higher education has risen and risen and risen to the point where now there are almost 800,000 full-time undergraduates at university, Madam Speaker. That is transformative for those people who've had that opportunity. And Labor wants to put the caps back on, Madam Speaker. Labor wants to shut the door for low SES students getting into university. It is this side of the House, Madam Speaker, that wants to expand the demand-driven system to the pathways programs that low SES students and first-generation university goers use to get the opportunity to go to university. So I'm fixing Labor's problem. I'm fixing Labor's failures because I'm a fixer, Madam Speaker. And when we came to power 18 months ago, Madam Speaker, what we found was $6.6 billion of cuts, $6.6 billion of cuts, and we are transforming the higher education system. And don't take my word for it. Gareth Evans, John Dawkins, Bruce Chapman, Peter Dawkins, Craig Emerson, Peter Beattie, all supporting this government's reforms. Yeah.